We've got Lattice, we've got Napalm3D as they're getting their picks in. It's going to be Blood Covenant, of course, for the first map here.
Pretty standard picks. I mean, we're getting used to these lineups, you know, and you always see the variety.
Yeah.
You know, everybody seems to take it, and it's a little, you know, based on map, play style, what have you. But there's always seems to be that mix of, you know, a heavy, medium, light, or a couple lights and a heavy, or there's it very rarely. You know, I'm not unless correct me if I'm wrong. I've never seen a slash Nyx anarchy, you know, lineup. I mean, that would be kind of
that's pretty ballsy.
Yeah, there's always something else in there, right? There's always something else in there, whether it's a visor or a ranger or sword. Like they mix it up, which is, I like to see, because you know, you don't want to let people zero in on one play style or one to give them a stack advantage, right? What if they're playing all heavies? I don't know, man. It gets really complicated when you start adding this extra layer of abilities and armor stacks and HP pools.
Yeah, we've been seeing a unique mix of players kind of selecting champions based on, you know, personal preference, you know, map preference, and also trying to make sure that they've got a decent counter in there. That's where we see Blazkowicz come into it a lot, just making sure that they've got somebody to take down that Scale Bear, somebody to take down that Soar, like, especially with dual LG. But it looks like we're going to get started here, right now.
All right. Ranger versus Ranger to start off.
And we almost see somebody get donked by the Dire Orb right away. Lattice is going, all right, I've got a rail. I'm not going to get that armor. I need to get out of here now. Need to stay somewhat safe. Oof.
Nice rails.
It's a really
good start for Napalm, though.
Yeah,
despite the rails, I mean, Lattice landed some great rails, but I mean, Napalm got both items, so it's a good start for him. He can keep control here.
What a weird beginning for these guys, as neither of them have total control, and it's still a lot of damage trading out. And latisdavis at 76 health is still looking for one more rail from Napalm3D. Well, he risks getting it at this point, as Napalm's able to take away armor. We hear a rocket jump. Did Lattice hear it, though? He knows something's up, though, so he's trying to make it over to Mega Health a little bit more safely. You should have seen him over at the upper armor, but he's got a little bit of armor of his own now.
I saw his mouse. See that little twitch of the mouse. Definitely saw him.
So 1 minute knocked off, and after that weird and bizarre first fight, they're backing up a little bit more. Lattice is trying to throw down some defensive rockets before he collapses back over to armor, which is a great play. If he can move through the map cleanly now, he should be able to set up at Mega with a pretty fair amount of time left over and make sure that Napalm won't be breathing down his neck.
And Napalm doing this is standard work here. If you can't get Mega, trying to get a few peak rails like that. This is what you want to do, lowering that stack. Oh, he ate one in return. Nice rail by Lattice, catching him dropping down.
But so far, it looks like his conservative play is going to be collapsing as he just pushes up the stairs to try to make that fight happen on the armor. It's not going to go his way, and that Ranger is going to be knocked on down. It's going to be Nyx now for latisdavis, and hopefully that defensive play comes back in so he can make good use of it with Nyx. He's still expecting an armor here, though. I think he's completely lost the plot in terms of timing, and he's lost most of his health there. And even coming down with this armor, yeah, good use of the Ghost Walk. You have to expect a trap there.
Oh, no, no, no. I'm surprised he didn't just go straight. Okay, I was like, he didn't turn around on you. I figured he would go straight for Mega anyway and just make sure he, if he would have went there concerned, like make sure he just doesn't get Mega, he would have probably ran right into him coming out of that invis.
So Lattice still going a little bit quiet. He knows that he can't make much pressure on these items, but he's a little bit stuck. Yeah, it comes up just at the right time to save him with 5 health. Is he going to make this jump, though? That splash damage could take him down so quickly. He's going to need all the 25s that he can get to stay alive, but coming back around the corner, Napalm doesn't actually see him there. He's going to allow him to get back up the jump pad, and every time Lattice comes around a corner, it seems he's knocked down to 10 health.
Yeah, good thing he got those hourglasses in that bridge fight.
Yeah.
he needed that. He needed that stealth right away.
But at least he's back up to 50 and 75. But not for long, as he takes one more spam rocket from Napalm3D. Napalm is throwing out so many rockets around these corners, and so many of them are connecting with latisdavis's face. He's looking for him on the jump pad, and instead he ends up taking a rail instead. So yeah, he's doing the smart thing. He's got to get out of there. He cannot eat another rail and survive.
Big opportunity right now for Napalm with that ghost walk down.
And so far, he's having a little bit more trouble finding latisdavis as he's trying to stay hidden until that comes back up for him. And he can get back up on both of the armors. And actually, a little bit strangely, Napalm3D hasn't been doing too much damage on those small armors. And a beautiful steal, definitely worthwhile, as Napalm is a couple rails away. But latisdavis is just not connecting with his hits. Nice rocket there.
Yeah, that was definitely a misread by Napalm. I mean, you hear him the whole way coming from shotgun and
Yeah.
going up the stairs. I'm surprised he let him get that heavy armor like that.
Ugh.
I mean, I know it's bait, but oh, nice shooting though. Wow.
Finally comes around the
Second
corner for
rail.
that last fadeaway rail, and he ends up nailing it in. We have Visor left alive for latisdavis, who has yet to make a frag on Napalm3D.
1-minute warning.
Oh, and he's knowing that he's got the time and the frags up against him as he just pushes right forward off of that spawn, grabs a rocket launcher, finds Napalm and shuts him down. But now he's got a clutch to contend with. With 45 seconds left, that is a lot of stack to chew through.
Yep, especially when this clutch grabs a rocket launcher, he's gonna have a shield. Oh, nice rocket though. That's gonna help. Mike, just gotta be careful, you know, getting into a rocket launcher battle right now. I mean, he knows he just needs to be patient.
He doesn't have to push forward all that much, but it's always tempting to find your opponent at that railgun and try to do a little bit of damage. He ended up beating it though. Yeah, he's got to be careful now. Mega's still 7 seconds away, and even this this health and armor won't be able to save him too much. And there's the rocket finding him, tying it back up. One champ to one champ, and we are potentially going into an overtime here.
Again, Lattice, you know, this is just some standard plays in duels. You know, running around that pillar and just throwing a rocket up there towards the teleporter, and the big clutch body was just sitting there in the stairwell and just like direct shot.
As always, if you have 20 rockets, you have too many rockets. You need to be throwing out some spam. It's great for radar, great for damage, of course. And, you know, it has an aesthetics value as well. But as we go into overtime, you actually saw Napalm3D long spawning there just to make sure that he wasn't going to get blapped off the spawn. Nice. A little bit of damage goes a long way when you're a Nyx. Oh man, and a direct Rocky. Almost caught him on the bounce as well. Looking for the rail and now looking for him at the Mega. And actually, it would be a mistake for Lattice to show up too strongly here. Actually, dropping from Napalm might have been the right choice. He's still going for it. He's still going to be weak. It's going to be incredibly risky. And he had the Ghost Walk available, but he didn't think that rocket was going to collide for the second time in a row. And latisdavis is able to pull that round out of nothing.
Napalm's thinking that's a round that got away right there. I'm pretty sure that was a miscue when he was jumping across pillars. I don't believe he meant to drop down. And he really just gave up that Mega and really gave that round. Napalm's definitely, I mean, that's the round that got away. If you're Napalm, that's what you're thinking. In Lattice, you got to think he made the most of the situations he had. He's got to come back this round and get a little more control going on. For a good stretch there, Napalm had decent control for a while.
Absolutely. Napalm getting some decent damage as Lattice is trying to make that escape. Might be able to find him here at Mega as well. He's going to be pretty loud with Railgun. Yeah, coming back around that corner. Lattice has got to know it's going to be unsafe. He's not even going to be there. He's going to go for armor instead. A decent trade. One that robs them both of information, but as they come back in mid-map, they might find each other, across from each other on the bridge. Nicely done. Good rail out of Napalm. But Napalm's now going quiet.
Nice.
Expecting latisdavis to run into him. He's going to be listening for him down by the teleporter.
Quiet,
he can trap the teleporter here. They're looking for each other. And he's able to get the 90 damage rail in. He's going to be so weak. He's able to take away a bit more health there. Oh, and as he comes back around the corner, he walks right into a rocket, losing out on that opportunity, but still winning out on the Mega. latisdavis decides he doesn't want to stay in that fight any longer. He's been juked out one too many times. He's going to go for armor instead.
Yeah, that's the safe play. I mean, as you mentioned earlier, both are on essentially the same timer right now. So if you want to back off and take an item, you can. It's up to your opponent to push at that point. Yeah.
So Napalm coming through the teleporter once again. latisdavis not opening that opportunity up this time. Still looking for a little bit of spam and getting a lot of damage out of it, actually. That's going to be a pretty nice and clean Mega. And he might actually be able to put some pressure on latisdavis as he's making the exit from the armor, but he has the wrong weapon out as he's caught on the doorway, caught on the choke point as well. And indeed he chokes as latisdavis is able to pull that LG out. He's getting so much of this initial damage, but Napalm3D is not able to put the final nail in Lattice's coffin.
That's just one of those examples of how, you know, right weapon, right time really matters in Quake. I mean, coming around the corner, taking that rail shot, running into a rocket launcher, he just got... It really started a chain of events that he couldn't recover from, and it was a good frag by Lattice to get there. I mean, it's really clean from him. You know, he followed up the rocket with some damage and finished with the LG. It just... There was nothing really he could do, you know, after he came around with the railgun and you missed a shot. It's like, you're just sitting there. It's really, you feel really helpless in that situation.
Well, that frag indeed turn into a trade of the items as well. So we're seeing Napalm3D playing from the armor side for the first time, but 7 seconds left to Mega, and he's already set up here. Oh, but Shields is not doing the job as he makes the jump at the wrong time and ends up taking the damage, taking the frag. And Lattice is once again coming out on top with a lot of preparation from Napalm3D, but the fights just are not going his way.
Yeah, he was able to run through his shield and stuff there, and got him turned around.
Wow.
And so he hit him in the back, and it just kind of he wasn't ready. I mean, in terms of how he was turning with the clutch and everything, you just saw he was getting run circles around there, and the shield wasn't that effective.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating for Napalm3D because he is definitely putting a lot of thought into these engagements and these fights, but he keeps finding latisdavis at a bad point, and he's just going to stare up at the rail like, really? That didn't connect? Hopefully, his frustration doesn't put him completely on tilt here. He's still in this. You still have a chance. This is Quake Champions duel after all. But he's got to get his head back in the game.
Yeah. Ooh.
He's just gonna try to plus forward with Nailgun and now Railgun. Nailgun might have been a better choice in that fight, but it's gonna be Lattice getting that frag.
Yeah, again, coming back to psychology, we were saying about getting tilted and stuff. You really can't. Just can't do that. It's not gonna make you play better, that's for sure. And you can see kind of some of that reckless aggression coming out. You gotta makes you wonder if maybe it got to him a little bit.
A little bit, and latisdavis, I'm glad I changed camera there because that was a beautiful rail. As Napalm3D is now on map alert as a Nyx, and already taking one rail. One more would do it. latisdavis misses the shot, but Napalm3D's got to decide which way is going to be safer to go. latisdavis is now enjoying the ability to set a little bit of a trap of his own. He can hear that Nyx down by the armor. latisdavis is going to be missing his opportunity, though. Yeah.
I definitely heard the jump pad to rocket. Oh, yeah.
That Nyx is going so aggressive with the Shadow Walk there, but latisdavis can Dire Orb out of there, making sure that Nyx just cannot chase. There's the play through the teleporter as well. latisdavis looking for that last fadeaway rail. Doesn't quite get it. Really risky for Napalm3D to be exposing himself like that, but, state laws may apply. We have latisdavis moving back up, and it's going to be able to catch him with the LG. This could be the end of Napalm3D, at least in terms of Blood Covenant.
I sense a little tiltage. I'm sensing it. Just sensing a little mental breakdown there at the end. Yeah. That's for sure. So maybe he just said, "The heck with this map's not my map," and we'll get to the next one, and I'll come back there and and just have him. Hopefully, he can mentally reset going into this next map, which is what he really needs to do.
Yeah, as much of a staple as Champ Grounds has always been, he's looking for a little bit of a new look of the scenery, and Corrupted Keep will indeed be it as they're moving back over. And there won't be a rail this time. That's always been one of the things about Corrupted Keep that really sets it apart. Its size is really dense. It has no railgun. There's a lot of emphasis on trapping the rocket launcher, on trapping the mega health. You have a lot of those potential things on the armor. It looks like a perfect place for that trap, but most players realize that it is so dangerous there that you don't actually see too many frags happen on the armor itself. It's all about the mega health, all about the rocket launcher, and we're going to have to see how they play out here.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of ambushes set up on the rocket launcher. That's a high traffic area. You need the ammo. I mean, you want to reload. Not having a rocket launcher on this map is death, in my view, because it really is the dominant weapon, especially without a railgun. I mean, lightning gun is nice, but you can't really, you can't lower the time to kill. Somebody's fully stacked. You don't want to just sit there and try to lightning gun 300 damage down. So rockets are really important on this map.
And other than the clutch, we're not seeing too much in terms of Scale Bearer or Soar-like here, but Soar-like especially is so handy on this map. You have a lot of these kind of blind drops onto the Mega Health, and just looking for that opportunity to puke on him gets you so far. But here's the GLs and the HFs. Let's see how these guys play out. We do have, actually, for the most part, the same champ picks, but we have Napalm pulling out a BJ, which, if you're on tilt, I think that's a good idea because you can still pull out with the double LG and do a ton of damage.
I've actually we've seen BJ Blazkowicz be a popular picker for Corrupted Keep for various reasons. I think because it is lightning gun and rocket orientated. There's a lot of areas where you can come out with the double lightning gun and put out a lot of damage. So I believe I was looking at some statistics somewhere else. It has his pick rate in this tournament has been increased like 100% roughly on this map. So very popular here.
Absolutely, but as we get started, we're going to be having Napalm getting the first grab of that rocket launcher. latisdavis going for both the Mega and the armor. He's going to be really light on items here, and Napalm has got to know that. He's got to be able to do some damage and trap his opponent before he's able to get anything other than the shotgun, but the shotgun cannot be disrespected. 2 barrels of fun time, and latisdavis is able to get that first frag.
Thought it's, I guess he thought it's Doom 2 still.
Absolutely.
Some super shotgun work.
But he is so weak here, and the last little bit of the tickle from the LG is able to even things back up. Both Rangers are out of the game. It's going to be clutch on clutch once again for the second round here. What is up with North America?
Yeah, just really fast pace too. Frag in the first 30 seconds.
All right, but that 100 damage has got to be giving Napalm3D something to think about it. But he's still got a lot of stack to use, a lot to work with. And he's going to be trying to push in some rockets on Lattice. Lattice has got some awesome defensive shots here, though. Oh, he actually dropped down instead of going for the 225s. He wants his armor, but he's still going to be really early for it. He could be a sitting, well, robot here if Napalm3D decides to show up, especially with all that health stack. Look at it. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for latisdavis to rebuild the stack. He's probably going to die here.
Off.
Yeah.
Nice work with the machine gun. All right, that'll put latisdavis on alert as he's stuck down with the visor. And that wasn't a whole lot of damage that Napalm3D took in that fight either. That's going to even it up with the rocket, and he cannot get around the corner in time. That switch to the machine gun was so beautifully timed. He knew he had exactly, 200 milliseconds to make that shot happen.
Yeah, one of those situations where you're lining up your shots and you're putting, falling in love with the damage you're laying out, and he just stood still too long and he lined himself up for that rocket.
But there's the LG aggression coming out of Blazkowicz, and it's going to work.
Prepare to fight.
All right, so it looks like he's recovering a little bit here, and he knows that Corrupted Keep puts you in these close-range fights so much more often.
3, 2, 1. Round 2.
Yeah, nice comeback round for Napalm. He really needs this map, obviously, to go to the next. Oh my goodness, hey, that's a good way to, start things off for you. It's a little slip gate.
Yep, trying to figure out who has the biggest.
Now, don't let him get that rocket launcher.
It's always a fight to discover who has the biggest dire orbs in the first few seconds there when it's Ranger v Ranger. But Napalm3D's got a good
be careful about having a rocket.
He's trying to burn down this clutch. I mean, even if he dies here, he's doing the damage, and he might be able to keep latisdavis weak enough to run away or just leave him alone in general.
Here we go. Maybe he beats him to the armor. It's this big. It's going to be a race.
Oh. All those lucky sevens, and Napalm3D is not going to be chalking up to luck. He's going to be just really happy with his LG aim here. As once again, it's down to visor. The dire orb goes a little bit wide, but the LG really doesn't. Yeah, nicely done.
Yeah,
brutal.
Nice job by Napalm. Yeah, caught him coming around the corner on his clutch, right? He was chasing him with clutch and straight line. I mean, house-sized hitbox right into an LG stream, and then picked up the armor, picked up the health quickly, had enough stack to fight off the visor. I think, latisdavis felt he was low enough, obviously, to come right back with the lightning gun off the spawn, and he was proven wrong. Napalm was ready for him.
You have to be really careful on these initial fights for the rocket launcher, though. Napalm3D's got the launcher, and he comes back up the jump pad. He even ends up taking a bit of rocket damage, but still is able to pull it out with the LG. But look, he's just got a pip of health left here. If that, Napalm3D is still taking a little bit of splash damage, as latisdavis absolutely needs to recover here.
Yeah, Napalm probably wants some of those rocket shots back, that's for sure. Good comeback, though. But yeah, he had a good position there. I'm sure he would like those shots back.
He's going to get the shot. He's going to get the frag, but it's going to be clutch on clutch here once again as Napalm3D is looking for the LG hits, and he's getting a lot of initial damage off, even potentially catching latisdavis in the back with that. It's going to be a long time before items come back up, so Napalm3D having the stack that he has might just be looking for the hunt. But really good defensive rockets coming out of latisdavis, even catching him midair as the shield drops away, giving him the frag and putting him down to the BJ. Napalm3D just cannot contain his laughter there. Hopefully he can contain his wits here with the double LG. Here it comes. Can he take down the big bad robot? Not so much, as that brings it back up 1-2.
It's the aggression is just coming in, and yeah, you got to be careful with the shield. Coming in sometimes it doesn't necessarily always block all the damage you want. So gotta be really careful coming in and eating too much. I've seen it happen where somebody comes flying in and they just get bounced around a little bit and they eat a rocket, and you can mistime it. Like if you go to fire, you know, shield goes down. It's really bad sometimes. You time it, you think it's up, but it's really not because you start to shoot or something. And
oh man, I think Napalm3D is mad. That fight was just LG grabbing away the rocket launcher, throwing out a dire, switching to machine gun, just making sure he wasn't going to get out of that corner alive. latisdavis thinking, hey, if I hide here in the corner, maybe he'll go away. Napalm3D is not taking no for an answer here. Nice. I like the HMG work, but latisdavis' rocket is going to get the final word in that fight, evening it back up. Well, I say even, but latisdavis has a lot of recovery to do to come back into it. And as Napalm3D spawns, he's going to get an immediate LG, and he thinks that's a good enough reason to go on the prowl. Even, you know, taking a little bit of lava damage. No big deal. Who needed that stack anyway?
Sometimes on Quake cracks me up.
But it's going to be Mega and Armor traded, but the initial damage is once again up to Napalm, and he's bringing out rockets, he's bringing out shotgun, both great choices with the shield, but as it goes away once again, Napalm3D just cannot hold on to it.
Yeah, you can just see mentally, he's just pushing.
Great defensive rocket out of latisdavis. Make that 2 with 8 HP remaining. He's able to tie up the map 2-2, putting him on map point and actually round point here, where Napalm3D can only hope to push this into a tiebreaker.
Round begins in 3.
So, you know, it's kind of funny. Again, psychology, man. You got to keep your head in the game.
Yeah.
You can't go tilt. I mean, really, you can't. And I'll say this to everybody. I mean, I'll make a little joke out of it. You know, don't frag angry.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't frag angry.
Don't
it's
drive
not
drunk.
personal,
Don't frag angry.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, forget fragging drunk. I can't frag a thing when I'm drunk. Yeah, don't frag angry, man. It's not personal. It's a game. But again, you're supposed to be having fun, so try not to get too angry.
Oh,
And
wow.
you know, it's okay, you win. Oh man.
Oh no. This is the first.
That's on
oh,
tilt.
I'm so proud. I'm so happy, actually. I got to
Wow, we just
witness
witnessed
this. We're seeing an actual proper rage quit here. He had a BJ, which is such a great way to come back into the match. But we're going to see latisdavis here do a little bit of a victory lap as Napalm3D actually quits out of the match. You don't get to see that very often.
So
in fact, this is the first time I've seen it in Quake Champs.
So I think our assertions that we're detecting some tilt was correct.
Yeah, I mean, we have some proper evidence now. I mean, he was really doing a ton of damage on latisdavis. His shots were on point, but latisdavis realizes just a little bit of plus back, and letting your opponent walk into a rocket or two makes all the difference.
I mean, it's, you know, yeah, you forfeit. It's like dropping your king in a chess match. I mean, if he felt it was over, it's his right. I mean, it's his right as a competitor to feel like, you know, he didn't have a chance to come back, and so that's perfectly okay. I mean, anybody who's tried to compete and get there has been there, man. I mean, it's easy to say don't tilt and this and that, but it is emotional. You know, you practice really hard and you're trying to win, and so it can get to you. You know, you put in all this work, and you know, maybe it doesn't work out for you, but